North County Pipeline here for the Friday little podcast we got going on. Just wanted to recap some of the things that happened this week and looking a little bit into next week for you. So kind of a big week. We'll start with over in Encinitas. The city council appointed Marco Sanantonio from the Lebanon Municipal Water Board to the District 4 seat on the city council. The seat was vacated by Mayor Bruce Ehlers when he won his mayoral race. So they needed to fill a seat. And so it was either a special election with your estimating between $400,000 to $450,000 or the appointment, which is just for 2 years. So they, after a long meeting, the council voted 3-1 to appoint Sanantonio. It did come out with some controversy. One Encinitas resident, Molly Drake Woods, claimed that he lied on his resume about being a firefighter/engineer in his capacity with Orange County Fire Authority. And Sanantonio told me, after the meeting that he was pretty shocked by those statements and the allegations, and noted that he was certified as a Type 1 firefighter and has been able to operate he was certified as a Level 1 firefighter, and operate a Type 1 fire engine. He has the certifications, gone through academy. So it turned into a pretty big battle between the council and Sanantonio. Also had his captain, Dave Forrester, speak on his behalf, cementing his credentials and giving him some legitimacy in that respect. So it was an interesting meeting. Like I said, long. In total, the meeting lasted about 6 hours. They had covered lots of ground. But they have a new council member. And so a little bit about Sanantonio. He owns One Day Signs, which opened in 1989 in Encinitas. So it's been a longstanding small business. And he said his top priorities include fire safety, especially in the Lebanon area. That's at top of mind, obviously, with the LA wildfires and then the wildfires that have broken out around San Diego County this past week. So everybody's been really on edge with that. And that was something that almost all the candidates addressed, since they're all come from that District 4 area. The fire preparedness, clearing brush, things of that nature, making sure that all those residents are safe, and the city is as well. In addition, obviously, housing and growth is a big issue in Encinitas. We saw that with the election and how Councilman Luke Schaefer, Jim O'Hara, and then Ehlers all won pretty convincingly in their races. And kind of a referendum on how the city has been handling housing over the last few years. So for Sanantonio, he said, he wants to focus on infrastructure for the growth that they plan. He wants to do smart growth and not just necessarily jam projects down into areas that may or may not fit, or may not fit, I should say, excuse me. So we'll see how that plays out in the next in the next couple of years here. So, and then pivoting off of that, at the beginning of the meeting, as I wrote earlier this week about Bobby Riggs Bracket Paddle Club, at least 100 people, if not more. It was overflow at the Encinitas City Hall, packed the chambers to support Bobby Riggs, as they had been forced to reduce the number of courts. They have 22 courts. Now they only have 7 that are operational. However, today, owner Steve Dawson said that he's going to violate the noise citation the city had given him and fully reopen, to the chagrin of many of the residents who live nearby. There was one speaker who, Farzad Demabed, who owns that property there, and his brother lives there, and he said it's just unbearable. And while he's not against pickleball, it's just that the noise from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. is just, it's, like you said, unbearable. It's constant, 100 players going, and there's no quality of life for some of those who live over there. So that was kind of the opposition side. With what Dawson wants to do, he said he will institute quiet paddles, but not until 8 p.m. So not sure if that really gives those residents any relief. He said he'll, ask his members to comply with those quiet paddles and play, but they're not mandated to from 8 to 8. So interesting times. The city's in a tricky position as well. Obviously, you should show a force like that with the pickleball community. The council's got a decision, and you're openly defying, a city noise citation. And so interesting to see how they work that out. Dawson did say, though, that he plans on getting bids for soundproofing within the next 30 days and then wants to start construction in the next 90. So the situation could rectify itself soon. But again, the city's kind of in a difficult position here with the power of the pickleball community and violating a noise complaint voluntarily. And so we'll see what happens with that. And also just quick updates on ran a story this week about planning commissions in Carlsbad and Oceanside. Oceanside, just an update there. The city council voted 3-2 on Wednesday to deny the proposal of how they would appoint planning commissioners. And that proposal would have allowed each city council member to appoint one commissioner. The mayor would get 3. The appointments would not have needed city council approval. And then the council would then announce the appointments at the following city council meeting. So residents in Oceanside said it basically effectively cut out public participation of their ability to speak on candidates or applicants for the planning commission during a public meeting. And this proposal was brought forward by Deputy Mayor Eric Joyce and Council Member Jimmy Figueroa, who was just elected in November. The majority of the council felt otherwise, or the other way, and decided, nope, this isn't going to happen. Joyce had said he was open, or that he did like the public interviews and city council approval, but it would be on the council to, during the meeting to I guess change the proposal. So it's kind of contradictory there to some people felt that, you're saying one thing, but the proposal said something completely different. But eventually that thing died, and Oceanside will move on. And finally, rain is in the forecast. So like I said, everybody's been on edge with fire season, and now the National Weather Service is projecting or forecasting anywhere up to 1.15 inches in Oceanside from Saturday through Monday, and 2.25 at 2 to 2.5 at Palomar Mountain, and up to an inch in Escondido and along the coastal areas. So it'll be welcome. It's needed. There are chances for thunderstorms, though, so that means lightning potentially. So we're not out of the woods yet, but probably in our areas we need that rain, quell the fire threats, the danger, get some moisture on vegetation, and then we can move forward and give some relief to the firefighters. And there's rain expected up in the LA area as well, up to a half inch, 0.6 of an inch in certain areas. So it's definitely needed up there. They've been, it's just tragic what's happened up there. So that's kind of it for this week. And so next week I'll have some more stories for you guys, and keep subscribing and telling your friends. And I'll see you next week.